Okay? You want legal advice. You probably consult with somebody who either has a law degree, works in law currently, will give you a free, because you want that information. Are y'all following what I'm saying? And you recognize that it may be there. Read it again, Brother Brown. Watch this.
But let him ask in faith.
But see, if you ask doubting, or if you doubt, you're going to be weary even about the information you give you. And maybe you never even go and get the info. So when you ask and you're not doubting, okay, the answer has to come. This is where our subconscious comes in. The answer has to come through unwavering belief. Some of us say, well, God gives three answers. He gives a yes, he gives a no, and a not yet. I don't know about that anymore. I don't know about that. I do know you have to ask in his will. And if you ask in his will and your intentions are right, this text says whatever we ask. Did it say that or not? Whatever we ask. Now, so some of y'all getting uncomfortable and you thinking, oh, here we go with the prosperity teaching. Okay, you can take it that way, but the only thing I'm pushing is you. Your brain, your knowledge, your power. So now that you got that and you are the product, and when you understand that that's what I'm pushing, you will prosper. Financial stuff is a side effect of realizing your purpose and living it. What did Jesus say to them when it was time to feed people? The first thing he said, you give them to eat.
That's what he said now.
Is Jesus being deceptive here? Is he playing games? Don't he know I can't do what he do? You forget. That same Jesus said, this you will do, and greater. But you better first secure yourself in the belief and the power that is in you. And when you understand how you work, we're going to access this power and you're going to use it personally in your life. And that's going to make you better spiritually going out there. Now watch this. He says, having faith, read.
Nothing wavering.
Nothing wavering. You cannot waver, y'all. Read. I ain't going to touch that right now. Read.
For he that wavereth.
He that wavereth.
Is like a wave of the sea. Driven with the wind and tossed.
Read. You know what happened? So I'm gonna step out there and I'm gonna start this transformational speaking business. I'm gonna step out there and I'm gonna do it. But some people don't like the way I speak. Some people don't want to hear what I gotta say. I mess up my words sometimes. Maybe I'm too hood for some people. That ain't gonna work. Doubt. That's doubt. That's doubt. And when you doubt, that thought and you focus on it. I'm not saying it won't enter, but you focus your energy on it. You will not get up the ramp. Think about it. In my story, if all I did as a 5-year-old boy is say, man, it won't get up there. 5 minutes later, man, it won't, an hour later, it ain't getting up there. Guess what's gonna happen? It ain't gonna never get there. Some of us believe and we never do the action. Why won't you do the action? Because you wavered somewhere in your belief. Somewhere in your psyche, or somebody putting into your brain what you can't do, and that little seed of doubt. Let me tell you something. Just like it only takes faith of a mustard seed, it only takes a little bit of doubt. You put that doubt with that faith, you cancel it out. Done. If you have doubt the size of a mustard seed and faith the size of a mustard seed, then you might as well be exempt from these blessings we're talking about, because you ain't got it. He said, no doubt.
No doubt.
Well, I don't know, brother or sister, if you should pursue that bit. No doubt. If I know my purpose, there is no doubt. All I got to do is put belief behind purpose. See, some of us don't know our purpose, so we can't be sure. I'm so happy because now Taylor know his purpose. All I got to do is keep belief, and I ain't worried about when. I ain't worried about when. I know this. It's got to happen. And that's what we got to get. Now watch this. Watch what he say about faith. Read.
For let not this man think.
Back up, because we got to be reminded. Back up. Give me a few words back. Read.
For he that wavereth.
He that wavereth.
Is like a wave of the sea.
You fooling yourself. Read.
Driven with the wind and tossed.
Everybody got something to say. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, you know, they said it, so it must be true. Read.
For let not that man think. For let not that man think.
Read.
That he shall receive anything of the Lord.
What? You believe, but you got a little tiny mustard seed of doubt. The Bible just said, don't you even think for 1 minute what you believe or think you're going to do going to be done. If you got a little bit of doubt, don't even think it's going to be done, because it won't. That doubt will cancel it. Now, why does this happen? All right, y'all gonna have to tune in for this. If you ain't ready for the academics, get the CD. Y'all gonna have to tune in for this. What happens? See, some of us, we're aware very much of our conscious thought. Some of your conscious thought is dividing because all you hear is the baby right now. But I'm gonna teach you focused, conscious thought. You hear, you see me, you're consciously thinking. But there's another thing going on. It's something called the subconscious. And the subconscious does not know right, wrong, whatever. You are like a computer. And you have programming. All of us get programmed. We come here blank. And then our parents and whomever we're around and what we hear with our 5 senses and experience programs us. The reason we walk around talking about what we can't afford because that's all we heard. Boy, put that back, I can't afford it. Don't touch that, I can't afford it. Don't buy that, I can't afford it. Nobody ever said, how can we afford it? You never gave your mind an opportunity. You never consulted that power that is in you. You never had that conversation in prayer with God about how, because in that moment is when you not only talk to God, but you talking to yourself. This is subconscious programming. The good news is you are like AI, or they not that advanced yet. It's gonna be scary when they get there. So what I mean, you can program yourself. You don't know this, but you can. Businesses know it. How do they know it? They know parents do not care about McDonald's and eating at McDonald's. They know that. But they know kids like toys.
That's right.
And they know people like convenience.
That's right.
Would you believe me if I told you that McDonald's is not in the food business? It's in real estate.
Yeah.
Taylor, how you know that? Because I used to work for McDonald's and that's what they told us in training. They are in the real estate business. Think about it. Most of y'all right now, you know where it is. Even if you don't eat it, even if you don't want it, you know where one is. And if you don't know, just ride down the street long enough with a little one next to you. They gonna let you know. You just passed it. They have so programmed that child through advertising that child believes. Listen to me go. They believe not that they want McDonald's. They believe they need it. What happens when you tell them no? They start crying. Some of us, we ain't got no emotion, no feeling behind. We ain't even got no belief. So the moment something happened in our plan, we ain't got no passion to go through, no persistence. You know why? Because you ain't crying, because you ain't invested. You ain't programmed the mind to love what it is you set out to do as much as that child wants to go to McDonald's. When you get that kind of passion in you and somebody start telling you where you can't go, what you can't do, you gonna, man, back up. I'm headed toward the Happy Meal. And if you don't want to eat, stay in the car. I'm gonna eat.
A double-minded man.
A what?
A double-minded man.
Did y'all hear that? There is no plan B. There is no plan B. There is only plan A with modifications that help us achieve what we set out to do in the beginning. That's it. There's only plan A. Because if we divide our thought, what did you just do? You just divided the energy. Now you 50-50. I ain't with no 50-50. We all in or we all out. We northbound or we not. Ain't no south in northbound. Ain't no east, ain't no west. It's just one direction. Why is that so? Because we know when we put our belief and our energy behind it, it's got to get done. Well, how can you be so faithful? How can you be so true? How can you believe that? Because I didn't ask you for the answer. I didn't ask you for approval. I went to the Most High. I went inside and I let God let me know because of his power I can do this. And if my belief is there, then I know whatever you talking is contrary to what the Most High said. Didn't he say? He did say, I'll get to verse 24 in a minute. Give me some more Bible.
A double-minded man.
A double-minded man. Read.
Is unstable in all his ways.
Some ways.
All his ways.
Continuing education. Be double-minded if you want to. You'll be a career student. Yeah. How many times you done change your major? Went to Southwestern. Major in religious studies. That was good. Listening to people. Dropped that because I messed up. And I was judged or whatever. Had a baby out of wedlock. And I'm like, I shouldn't do this no more. They like, yeah, you shouldn't do this no more. Guess somebody was wrong. So what you saying? I'm saying some of us have doubted. And we consulting with the wrong folk. We are consulting with the wrong folk. It's not meant for them to believe in your personal dream. You go ahead and know it, and it will be so. One more carnal example before I continue over here. I'm going back to my scripture. I'm going to go through verse 23 into 24. I use this example not only because I'm amazed by Egyptian culture and achievement, but I use it because it's a real thing. When you take a monument that's been here as long as it's been and nobody still has the answer, but we know, you can't say it didn't happen. It's so unbelievable to the point that we want to give credit. Listen, some people want to give credit to something outside of earth. That's how amazing this is. Okay. They're right, but I'm going to tell you how. They're right. It's supernatural. Because see, in the beginning, God said, let us make man in our image. And there's some things he deposited in man. It didn't matter whether you was his people or not. Everybody coming to earth comes here with something the Most High put in them. And if they abuse it, he don't take it. And I can prove that in the scripture. If they use it, it will flourish in or out the church. So you are made from this infinite being. And the reason you can't stay focused is because you don't really settle in on the belief of where you come from. Watch this. In verse 23, let's read a little bit more.
For verily I say unto you.
For verily I say unto you, that whosoever read,
shall say unto this mountain,
read,
be thou removed,
read,
and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart.
The heart is where you have to have your conditioning right. Read.
But shall believe.
Shall believe.
That those things which he saith shall come to pass.
Okay, all right. Now when he says those things which he saith shall come to pass, he's going to get into something real deep here in a minute and let you know it's deeper than it being in the future. Read.
He shall have.
He shall have.
Whatsoever he said.
Whatsoever he says. Now watch this. Therefore, I say unto you, what things soever ye what?
Desire.
Y'all gotta have some emotion behind this. Let me go outside of this for a minute. Let's talk about leadership. That's a key word. First qualification, desire. You ain't got desire, no service. Now, if you didn't know that, let me help you understand why that's important there. The moment a leader who does not have desire is met with the foolishness that you get met with, dealing with any group, that's just two or more, okay? Any group, the moment you get met with these problems, you drop it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because your desire is tied to your belief in what you're doing and where you're going. And the moment somebody aggravates you, when you ain't got definiteness of purpose and moving in that right direction, and you know your goal, and you know what you're trying to achieve, you know what you're doing for God's people, you know where we're trying to take this thing, and soon as all of that is in your heart and in your mind, and somebody come with you to it's a mess, and you never had real desire, you just doing it because you felt somebody wants you to do it. Nah, man. Nah. You're going to fall and you're going to hurt the whole body because you ain't really dedicated. You don't really believe where this is going. All right, now watch verse 24. He says, therefore I say unto you whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, he says, believe that ye receive them. All right, what does this mean? Faith here is regarded as like a normal attitude of the heart. That's deep. In that day and time, it's not a sudden emotion, and faith makes you meditate, okay, on things that are coming into being, though the actual fulfillment might be delayed. How does this work, Taylor? All right. When your subconscious is to be reprogrammed, this is what you do. When you pray, you're not simply feeling it's coming. Not even when you get up off your knees, you're not simply feeling it's coming. Okay, when you're done and you get away from that hour in prayer, you say, yeah, I just prayed, it's on the way. That prayer will not be answered that way, because that's not what this means. When you go into the language, let me give it to you this way. It's what we call a future present. And I don't want to get too technical with the language, but when he says believing that those things will come to pass, it's a future present. He's really saying you should already believe it is. How do you believe something is that ain't? The only way this works is if I'm not simply thinking in the five senses of this three-dimensional world. I'm not simply thinking about my hearing, my sight, my smell, my taste, my touch. I got something else. I got thought. Come on. I wore a shirt some time ago, and y'all probably ain't up on it, and y'all probably saw something. It's like, what is that? It represents 6 senses. You got all them 5, but you thought. And see, when you can think this thing, and you zero in on it, how do you know it is when it ain't? But this is also true. It is. But I hear in the 5, it ain't. Okay. I gotta say this a few days, I want you to get it. 3D, right here, right now. What you can use the 5 senses on, it may not be where you can touch it. But I guarantee you, if you have this belief, you can feel it before it materializes. Saying, I don't know about that. See, okay, let's try to make some parallels. And I'm done. I just want to draw this for you. Some of us know what it's like not having money, right? You know what it feels like. But usually, you know what that feels like in the contrast of knowing what? I know what it do feel like when everything is paid up. I know how good it feels when I got a little pocket change. I know how that feels. Now watch this. If you ain't got no money right now, I don't know who you are. If you broke, listen. How would it feel or does it feel when you go right inside? Lord, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring glory. But this is my gift. That's where I'm going. As a matter of fact, you get so deep in it. Some of us did this when we were kids. And you get so caught up in the thought. Time disappeared. Space disappeared.
All right now.
You don't even, your eyes are open, but you ain't using these eyes. Gosh, your eye is now single. You focus. And when you focus on that thing, you know what starts to happen? You start to feel what's not out here. You feel it, your desire. What he's talking about. Believe is caught up in the feeling. When you believe it's already done here, you feel it. Now you know what your subconscious needs to change? You need emotion. You can know all day, but until you feel it, you ain't gonna move a muscle. And when you feel it and you believe it, it don't matter. See, it don't matter how fast you move, but you gonna keep it moving. That's the whole thing. You're going to keep it moving. Let me say this again, because we're trying to find out how to walk. First, you gotta understand it. You gotta know your purpose, and then you can formulate the plan. But when you get ready to you better believe it. You better believe it, because when you believe it, I'm talking about you feeling how. Look at what he says. He says it's not on the way. You, in order to get your prayer answered, what do you have to do? You have to already believe. I ain't never understood this till now. If you don't believe it and you doubt for a second, no. The answer is no. But when your subconscious attaches what that feels, now watch what happens in your computer. The subconscious don't know, Brother Cox, that you're not rich. It just knows that you telling it you are. Watch this. Because you ever made a decision and you go buy stuff, impulse buys, we buy stuff. I don't know why I bought that. I don't know why I did that. I can tell you why you did that. Habits. Why is it sub? That's why you don't know. Because you didn't make a conscious decision. Watch this. You are on autopilot. You're just going. You know what I'm saying? You ever you be driving and you be going somewhere, but you start meditating on something else, and your subconscious take you there, and you be like, man, I missed that. I gotta turn all the way back around. What happened? You was caught up. You was programmed. The subconscious is superior to the conscious because the subconscious operates and the conscious may not even think about it. It's just doing what it's told. Now watch how this works. Watch how this is the practical of why this works. Because when you believe it, you just change the subconscious. So what's going to happen? When you believe, you already wealthy. When you believe, I already passed that test. When you believe, I'm already, you know what, my son has a teacher from Kirby, and every time she calls, she still checks on him, and I just call him my son. She don't even let me call him that. She calls him Dr. Taylor. She already believed that. That's real. What she didn't know is that from the time he was tying his shoes, Mom know I used to always call him my little genius. Just spoken. Just spoken. So what are you saying? when you tell the subconscious, when you tell yourself not what it can, you better start telling yourself what it is. Because too many times we out here getting our feelings hurt trying to tell somebody else what it is. They ain't got to listen to you. The only person you got authority over is yourself. And the person that's going to open that envelope is going to be you. And what's going to be on the inside is up to you. You better get some belief in you and start programming your own subconscious mind. This is why, so when you believe it and you feel it, watch what happens. Now you believe you're wealthy.
Yep.
And you don't know why you were going to go and buy something you couldn't afford. Because they told you, oh, we'll give you $30,000 of credit. And I'm going to go get. But then you realize, I'm wealthy. And you really lived in that. So what's going to happen? The subconscious takes over the conscious. And you don't make that foolish decision. And when you keep doing that, because your programming now takes in what will help you achieve exactly what you believe in prayer. You believed it. Now your subconscious that don't forget nothing, has more information than you know, will eventually spit something out to your conscious, and that's the decision you're going to make. Well, what happened? It's in my truck story. See, after 30 minutes went by and an hour went by, I wasn't thinking about that blue rubber band that would help the traction. But subconsciously, somewhere in the recesses of my mind, that was there. I had to wait, but believe. And the subconscious say, hey, here you go. And consciously, I had to do what? Even if I got the idea, we still don't get up the ramp to the tailor, do what? Grandma, you got one of them blue rubber bands? You got two? I had to move and act on what just came. And when you believe something and you focus on the goal, you focus on getting up that ramp, and you believe it so much so that you're unwavering and you're not going to listen to anything that tells you it can't be done, because you already know the power is. Which one of y'all, listen, which one of y'all, if you knew, I don't mean you thought, you knew, if you showed up at Ruby Tuesdays today, and because you were a member here, whatever you want is free. Listen, we ain't done the work, so that's not real right now, right? But if you knew that, I guarantee told you, most of us, we already know where we going after service. We already know where we going. Because if you know, same thing with what you got in your heart. Because he said you prayed, believing is, how do it feel? See, y'all still ain't feeling me. I forget, but this is habit, force of habit. You gotta change your habits. We're gonna get in that repetition of thought. We sabotage ourselves because we have been so programmed. See, I'm gonna hop in that 2015 Camry. But I'm going to drive it like it's a 550. It's all over here. And I see it. I'm in it. And y'all might see me and be like, he think he. What? Because you ain't seeing. And I don't expect you to see. Watch it. It ain't for you to see. It's for me to see. And if I see, it's all right. You going to see soon. Y'all I see right now what y'all going to see soon, because I already know what's in my belief envelope. And when you know what's coming in the belief envelope, because I already planted the thought, I already got my purpose, I already formed my plan A, I'm ready for modification, but I ain't moving, I'm focused, my eye is single. I'm not a double-minded person, and anybody coming trying to impose their thought on my thought, let me let you know something. It's not about what you think. Now, is that nice enough? Because I wanted to say it another way. We not into your thought or your feeling. We want God's purpose for us to be fulfilled. And when we learn these lessons, y'all, we gonna think this is absurd. He talking that new stuff. No, it ain't no new stuff. I'm giving you how to employ and use what we've been preaching all the time, but nobody ever told us why or how this works. You are not simply, listen, you are a soul. You don't have one. You are. You look in the mirror, that's not you. You are that soul. Start asking yourself, have I done something today that made me feel alive? Some of us, you feeling dead when you go to work.
Come on.
Monotony, same thing. Oh, this ain't fulfilling. Okay, take note. Now, let's get in the mindset of prayer. And remember that picture I gave you. Work on it. Because you're going to find what you love, what you do well, that the world needs you to express the gift. I don't believe the Creator would give you something the world didn't need or you couldn't use. It needs you. You just got to identify what it is. The problem is doubt. I'm just recapping and finna close. The problem is doubt, because some of you going to realize, when you realize your purpose, you're going to be like, man, that's heavy. See, devil gonna get to talking like, you probably ain't the one. Because your purpose may be such a huge thing that's coming. Some of us, you look at people that's already doing things similar and you say, I don't know if I can. If you say that, you can't. You won't. But like I told you before, if somebody can get on TV folding boxes, what is it that you bring to this earth that will not only give you more power, more burning desire to give it out, more passion, okay? What is it? You got to find it, church. So when you open that envelope and you go there and you see, here is my purpose. Unwavering belief. What your mama don't know it. They may observe some things, and maybe there's some things they telling you go in this direction, but if you don't try enough things, it's gonna be hard to find it. But what you saying? They found a way to keep you in a box. Y'all know, see, this is how I know this is my purpose, because I can go for days. Put you in the major, learn it this way, and that's all you do. No. Why you keep hearing the stories of the kid or the child that was pressed to be a doctor, but they are award-winning musician now? Because they want to sit here to work on people. Just because you can do something don't mean it's your passion.